Hey everybody, Dragon the Hedgehog 379, and welcome back to Draconian Debates. Now, the first episode of Draconian Debates didn't quite have a good topic, did it? No, it did not. But today we have a very powerful topic that is spreading around the internet like wildfire. Recently, Spain has been trying to ban Bayonetta completely from Smash Bros. Tournaments. Now, many local Brawl tournaments did ban Meta Knight, but in main tournaments it wasn't that bad because the high-level players could get around it. Bayonetta, on the other hand, has quite a bit. Bayonetta's been nerfed in the recent patch. Yes, and just Bayonetta's crazy, and I don't really know all this. As you guys know, I play Smash Flash. So today I have brought my dear friend TRexLord15, who plays Smash 4 and knows a lot more about Bayonetta. Welcome to Draconian Debates, sir.
Awesome. So, getting into this, we all know about Bayonetta's crazy 0-to-death combos, right?
Right.
And if you've seen, I believe it was My Smash Corner, you can see that she can have 0-to-death combos regardless of weight, hitbox size, DI, and fall speed. Meaning she can 0-to-death Kirby, she can 0-to-death Fox, she can 0-to-death Bowser, anyone.
Anyone, even other Bayonettas.
Yeah, she can 0-to-death anyone. And she has gotten some pretty recent crazy things. Like, I think it was Pink Fresh who was fighting a Corrin in a tournament, and he's killed her off the top at 24%.
Bayonetta's definitely crazy since she's been added, you know.
Yeah, even though she was nerfed, I mean, Witch Time isn't as good anymore, and her smash attack, I think 2 of her smash attacks were nerfed a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was up and down smash.
It was up and forward smash, actually. They had slightly reduced knockback growth.
Not that it matters. It's still a giant fist coming at you from the darkness.
Yep, it's still a giant fist coming at you from the darkness. And
then, of course, the Heel of Shame amplified by 10,000, that is her down smash.
And then the Witch Time being able to set up kills, combos, or both.
It's better than any other counter in the game, honestly.
Yeah, even though Corrin's counter kills at ridiculous percentages, and Shulk's is just way too good, Bayonetta just sets up for kills at 0.
Precisely. Now, a lot of people are angry about these sorts of facts and want Bayo to be banned, but in my personal opinion, I don't think Bayo should be banned because she's... Okay, while she has these 0-to-deaths, keep in mind, she's amongst the lightest characters in the game, around the level of Mewtwo and them, I think.
Oh no, she's a bit she's a bit heavier. She was Sheik's weight, but then Sheik had that weight nerf.
Right. But no, so Bayo's pretty light, so she dies at pretty easy percents herself, so...
Yeah, so think of it like this. Tall and light. If you see in Death Battle, you see that she's 7'7". Tall and light do not mix together. See also Mewtwo.
Right, or Ganondorf with those big hitboxes.
No, Ganondorf's really heavy.
Well, Ganondorf's heavy, yeah, but when it comes to the size...
It comes to the hitbox sizes, you
large
get
hitbox.
You get easier than everyone else.
Right, now, while Bayo does have great spacing tools, they deal no knockback from what I know. I mean, other than her neutral B, which is the...
They don't really...
pow.
She doesn't have too many moves that deal a lot on knockback.
Right.
Neutral air... A lot of her aerials aren't really kill moves. Well, they can be kill moves.
Every move she has a kill move, apparently.
Yeah, but she it's kind of like Ryu, where a bunch of her moves deal low knockback, so they can combo into each other.
We thought frickin' Ryu was supposed to be the combo king,
right? And people still haven't really figured out Ryu that much, anyways.
No, and then everyone hopped on Bayonetta once her little frickin' face says, "Hey, look at me! I'm in Smash! I'm the best character." Pay to win bullshit.
Right. So, people think Bayonetta is overpowered and unbeatable. I have a rebuttal. Bullshit. Bayonetta is definitely beatable. Trust me, I've fought some pretty good Bayonettas and decimated them.
Now, TRexLord here is an Ike main, and myself being a Sonic and Captain Falcon main, it really pains me to say this, but when you're fighting Bayonetta, you gotta go slow.
Yeah, one thing that makes people go crazy about Bayonetta is the fact that you have to play the game differently. Now, to an extent, I would disagree. Because sure, you have to play patient against Bayonetta, but you have to play patient against some of the other top tiers anyways. Characters like Sheik, Zero Suit maybe, and most definitely Rosalina. You need to play patient against Rosalina to win.
Right.
So it's basically the same thing with Bayonetta.
And, I mean, like... I mean, okay, so I'd say that some of the best ways to kill Bayo is definitely what you want to do is a lot of people say that her specials are what make her good. Her side B and her up B are like the bread and butter of her
They
combos.
pretty much are.
But the problem is they're very unsafe when you think about it. Sure.
Oh, yes, they are.
Sure, you may get caught in a combo, but something as simple as a spot dodge or a roll in the right direction, she is vulnerable for a whopping, 30, 40 frames?
I know for a fact if there are any Bayonettas that go for a heel slide on the ground, and you shield it, they are most definitely going to get punished without a doubt.
Right, whether it's a throw or some sort of down tilt.
Anything.
Basically.
You're
Very punishable.
Probably if you're shielding against a character like Ganondorf or Ike, they get just about a forward tilt and then she just flies off.
Right, because of her lightweight again. So one of the best ways I would say of taking care of Bayonetta is definitely you want to play patiently. You don't want... Okay, bodying her is a great idea, but she can definitely sneak in and act out of it if she uses something like an up air and then start a combo.
Okay, so there are some pros and cons to dealing with, rushing down Bayonetta. Because she has a lightweight, she'll die fairly easy from combos, especially against some of the heavier hitters like Ike, Cloud, and Donkey Kong.
Right.
Which are the 3 heavy hitters I'd recommend to fight against Bayonetta.
Right. I mean, she dies around 50 to 60% against those guys.
Maybe a little later, but she still dies ridiculously early.
Mhm.
And when it comes to get off me moves, like say Mario or Fox's neutral air, she doesn't really have that because I believe her neutral air is frame 9.
Yeah,
that is not fast enough to get out of a combo.
Captain Falcon knees can just zoom in and grab that.
It can. However, there are a few problems with this. There are two moves that can absolutely wreck this strategy. Those being Width Time and Bat Within.
Right, her down B.
We all know Width Time as the crazy counter that does no damage or knockback, but in exchange slows your opponent down like a timer, and they're pretty much vulnerable to
0 to death.
Kills, combos, or both.
Exactly.
Plus, Bat Within gives her a frame 1 air dodge.
What?
I am not kidding.
That's frame 1?
That's frame 1 air
I
dodge.
always thought that was like frame 5 or like
No.
a late start one.
No, hers is, I believe it's either frame 1 or 2, but it's still almost immediate.
That's ridiculous.
So however, this can work in your favor.
You do have to read it quite a bit.
Yeah, because sometimes when people aren't expecting to get Bat Within, it puts them in an even worse position. I've had a time where I was playing Cloud. I just went off and did a YOLO finishing touch. Bayonetta got Bat Within and basically flew underneath the stage and killed herself.
Right, because I was going to say, even when you dodge it, finishing touch has a win box, like a gigantic win box.
It does have a win box, so if you're gonna do something like that, then Bayonetta decides to get a Bat Within. If they're not careful, they will kill themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing with Bayonetta is the fact that she has ridiculous but hard to use and predict recovery.
Right, I mean, there's the whole wall slam thing we've seen with the side B, up B, jump, side B, up B, whatever.
This. She actually has a technique, I believe it's called Witch Cyclone or something, where she does her up B, she does a jump, and then an instant up B, and then she has her jump again.
What?
I'm not kidding.
What?
I have no idea, but if you do a Witch Time immediately after a second jump, not only does your Witch Twist have higher recovery, but it also gives you another jump.
Oh my god. Bayonetta!
I've done this myself, and it gives her ridiculous height.
Anyways, back off the topic of how good Bayonetta is. We're going back into her weaknesses, remember?
Yeah.
Another strategy other than TRexLord's bodying strategy is basically you want to be patient, as we said before, and you definitely want to bait out those unsafe specials. Heel slide, side B, up B, any of that. If you can get around that, you're basically in for a free punish, which against Bayonetta will lead to around 30 damage, depending on the character.
Depending on the character, you can just do a lot of damage. I mean, a character like Cloud probably can't do much besides maybe a forward smash. But if you're to play a character like Ike, Donkey Kong, Zero Suit Samus, those characters have pretty great combos out of their grabs.
Right, and then there's the forgotten high-tier Sonic, who, of course...
Sonic also has pretty good punishes as well.
Right,
and his up throw is a really good combo throw.
Right, up throw, and then... The great thing about Sonic's up throw is almost every Sonic player knows the up throw to spring into aerial.
Yeah.
But the thing is with that is Bayonetta players are going to expect that if they've seen any good players like Seagull Joe out there. And with Sonic, his forward air and his forward air and neutral air are out for a pretty good while. So if she tries to air dodge, she's gonna get hit by those. And it's so easy to bait out a witch time because they see spring and like instantly you're like, okay, shoot, Sonic's about to use an up air. They're gonna witch time and they're gonna be vulnerable for a good while for you to either get that up air or back air punish.
Yeah, you might not want to go too soon because of like a little towards the end of her witch time animation, Bat Within can be active.
Exactly. So you do have to wait quite a while.
You need to wait a little bit, but if you do wait, then you can get it.
Right, you can get that free punish, and then of course.
A few characters who can get some really good grab combos at least Zero, Ike, Donkey Kong, Zero Suit Samus, Sheik, a lot of them.
Right,
So
a lot of these.
Donkey Kong with his cargo up throw to up air.
Right.
That can kill Bayonetta ridiculously early.
Right.
Because it just sends you up towards the blast zone. Ike with his up throw to neutral air. And if they try to like attack you or something with a neutral air or something, you can get a down throw into to 1 or 2 forward airs. That's about 50 damage.
Right.
Or
and
so
on Bayonetta, that's basically putting her in kill percent.
Yeah. And also Zero Suit Samus has, besides Bayonetta, the best punish game of all the characters in the game.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, because her throws can instantly lead to lots of damage.
Right, and then there's her deadly up B, of course.
The up throw, up B, the up B thing.
Right.
That Zero Suit Samus has.
Right. So another thing I wanted to mention was that Bayonetta is definitely a very good character, and by the way, I find it very ironic that Nintendo's super popular party fighting game Super Smash Bros., the Sega character, is currently the best.
That's kind
round
of
of applause.
Right.
Another thing I wanted to mention, though, is that so while Bayonetta seemingly can be dealt with, a lot of people do complain about how you can't really DI out of her combos. I'd like to argue, yes, there are some combos where you're gonna die. You just kind of gotta stop falling into that because Bayonetta's bread and butter is her side being up B.
Using her side being up B to just send
and
you up
heel
to the
kick,
top.
Of course. I mean, it's so common. Why aren't people reading this anymore?
One thing that players like Pink Fresh usually commonly use is, I believe, a downward afterburner kick, witch twist, afterburner kick, witch twist, up air. It's almost always gonna lead to death.
Right, and if things like this are so common, like these Bayonetta combos that are like these 3 or so moves, why aren't people reading this? Why do you think?
I think it's because people usually just like to complain about things. They just like complaining about the littlest things. Like, remember this. Here, let me just give you an analogy. This is pretty much the same situation as with pre-patch Diddy Kong. Remember the everyone? Yeah. You were all complaining about that too. I was as well too.
Right.
And because especially players like Zero use it a lot and won tournaments like Apex with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was such a strong combo. It was just slip a banana, down throw, up air, up air, up air, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You just keep doing that.
We all know the sacred combo.
Down throw from banana, grab ya and he slam ya. Alley-oop with a 2-hander into an up air.
This is pretty much the similar situation, except Bayonetta is better than pre-patch Diddy Kong.
Right, because her entire moveset, not just a particular throw combo.
Yeah, not just a particular throw combo that made Diddy dominating.
Right.
Bayonetta's pretty much entire moveset is basically pre-patched Diddy Kong on steroids.
Right. And then I was talking about getting out of her moves and your opinions on that.
And getting out of her moves.
Right.
Usually they pretty much the only moves that they would use in those combos are afterburner kick, witch twist, and up air.
Right. So if people are going to be lazy and like to complain, like you say, and not learn to read these kind of things, which of course, again, while you got to read the start of the combo, because once you're in it, it's pretty hard to get out. But
yeah,
I would like to argue it is possible to get out of most of her moves because, yes, DI isn't going to do it. SDI isn't going to do it. But if you were to combine the two to get out of her multi-hit and single-hit moves, you'd be able to get pretty dang far away from her and then be able to get an air dodge and then punish.
You probably could. The only problem with this is the fact that Bayonetta can read the DI, and if she reads the DI correctly, you're done for.
Right, and that's another thing.
Especially with those combos that players like Pink Fresh, I've mentioned also, usually does.
Mm-hmm.
He since he can probably read the DI really easily, and once he reads that DI, you are no longer safe.
Right, but if you can like mix up your DI on which way you go,
Mixing up your DI is what's gonna usually what's gonna save
right.
you.
Bayonetta is definitely gonna try and chase you down with that afterburner kick. So if you just air dodge that, you've basically got a free neutral air with pretty much any character.
But one thing you really need to do is just avoid all of her combo starters. Some of the combo starters she has for those combos are downwards afterburner kick, second hit heel slide, probably either an up or down throw, and there are probably more, and maybe her first hit of forward air could also set this up.
Right. Now, one last thing I wanted to ask before we end the episode is Bayonetta definitely seems overpowered, but as we've gone over in this video, there are slight ways to counter it that we know of. Now, we're not experts like Beefy Smash Dudes. We don't analyze the game. We just go off our prior knowledge. But what do you think is going to change to the whole meta game, including Bayonetta, when newer players start introducing the Bido technique that we've heard about?
With the Bido technique, usually, I'm pretty sure Bayonettas could expect players to either go in or play patiently. With the Bido tech, it'll probably be just mixing them up so bad.
Right.
Like perfect pivoting could just mess up Bayonetta's aiming those downward afterburner kicks and things like
Bido
that.
has so much more movement, and the game's basically turning back into melee with it now.
Yeah, with all the movement, Bayonetta will have a hard time getting those combo starters on you.
Exactly, and
it's not impossible, but it's going to be pretty hard.
Right, and then we've seen reaction videos of Bido from players like Zero who say that they're not going to go into it because they're so used to that muscle memory from Melee and Brawl.
Yep.
With the GameCube controller, so it'd have to be a new player who's arising. So if that player's playing Bayonetta with Bido, how much better would she get at that point with all these perfect movement and all this?
If Bayonetta were to play Bido, oh god.
Exactly.
With that movement, she will be harder to predict.
And consider, the first person who uses Bido may most likely use Bayonetta because this whole pay-to-win attitude, Bayonetta's the best player, so it'd have to be a new player coming to the Smash community who hasn't had that muscle memory from Melee, so a new Wii U player. And this Wii U player may be someone like those people in Brawl who pick Meta Knight just because it's Meta Knight and picks Bayonetta and plays this new Bido tech with Bayo. So I think that, honestly, is the most likely occurrence of the introduction of Bido into Smash is unfortunately going to be Bayonetta with the pay-to-win attitude. And the whole top-tier, hey, play this character because if you play anyone else you lose, which, as we've covered, can probably be counteracted.
Yeah. So with this, Bayonetta is going to be harder to predict.
Right.
And even though she doesn't have the best run speed, she will, I guess, have the crazy movement to be able to mix up everything that we were talking about already.
Precisely. And then for one final topic, what do you think are the odds of Nintendo? For both topics, which do you think is more likely? Will Nintendo ban Bayonetta or nerf Bayonetta?
I'm pretty sure Nintendo would not do anything in the tournament scene. All they'd probably do is sponsor the tournaments.
Right.
What they would probably do is see our complaints and maybe nerf her.
Now,
however, I think that would be fairly unlikely because you know Sakurai, he wants characters to be true to their series. And if he wants Bayonetta to be true to her series, he's going to have those combos.
Right, now
he's going to have all the crazy combos she has in the games.
Right, I mean,
you're pretty much done
people
for.
who have played Bayonetta have stated that other than the fact that you're changing over to Smash controls, it does feel a lot more like actually playing
so if you
Bayonetta.
if you know how to play Bayonetta, then the games, mind you will have an easier time
Playing
with
Bayonetta
this.
in Smash, right.
So that could be one way to do it. Also, I could probably recommend a few characters that could do well against Bayonetta from my experience, honestly. So I'll just take this over real quick and then name the characters. So first off is, of course, my main Ike. Now, Ike doesn't have the best movement or anything, but he does have some pretty good things that can take her out. First of all is that if he's able to punish Bayonetta's moves, he can get maybe 50% or more damage on a single grab. Up throw, neutral air, read them getting down throw, forward air, or two. That's about 50% damage right there. Also, if you know how to DI out of these combos, Ike can get rage really easy. So with this, you can basically scare the Bayonetta with Ike's sheer rage, because moves will kill ridiculously early with rage. Forward air, back air, up air, neutral air maybe. Eruption edge guards will kill at probably 60. What else? Forward tilt, up tilt, and even a down throw could kill sometimes. On a short stage like Town and City, you can get a down throw that could kill at maybe 100 or so with rage. So, plus with Ike's crazy disjoint, with probably the third most in the game, Bayonetta can probably Ike can space out Bayonetta, since she doesn't have the best defense, and Ike can just overpower Bayonetta fairly easily. All you have to do is just bait out her combo starters, since Bayonettas are likely going for combo starters, and you're golden. Another character that could work is Cloud. Cloud is similar things to Ike, except Cloud has more movement because he has the 10th fastest running speed in the game, the second most disjoints in the game, only behind Shulk, and even though he doesn't have the most kill power, he still has ridiculous kill power with his smash attacks and his limit break. His limit break in general is a great comeback tool for Cloud. So even if he can get gimped, he can come back with the limit break, and with his crazy disjoint and movement speed, he can overpower Bayonetta fairly easily. And then finally, the last character I could recommend is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong has also similar to Ike with rage, weight, and this great kill power, except Donkey Kong arguably can kill a lot earlier than Ike because of, his ding dong is cargo up throw to up air, especially on short stages. And even without that, Donkey Kong's sheer power and just being able to get one hit off can basically damage Bayonetta really easily. Because even though the only problem is Donkey Kong's massive hitbox size, you can't really do much against that. But if you're a master of DIing out of the combos, you can live up to ludicrous percentages, get lots of rage, and then you'll be able to finish off Bayonetta with a forward smash, a giant punch, an up air, a back throw, pretty much anything at that point. So there are probably more like Zero Suits, other top tiers like Zero Suit Samus, Fox, maybe Mario,
Sonic,
yeah, because of his crazy speed, Captain Falcon,
mm-hmm.
other characters that can either rush her down or play a really good defensive game, also Rosalina.
Right,
Rosalina. And just try to play a little either patient, rush down, or a combination of both, just like you would with most other top tiers. Bait out the combo starters.
Oh, those unsafe specials.
Yeah, since there are a lot of combo starters.
Right.
And if you also, one thing is just learn the matchup with your main. Even if you're playing a character that usually isn't that good, like Palutena, Ganondorf, Jigglypuff, you still need to learn the matchup instead of just complaining that Bayonetta is unbeatable and just has 0 to death combos. You are screwed.
Right. No, because she may be good, but she's not necessarily as good as people are complaining about. You
Pretty
just
much.
gotta get get good.
No, probably not say that. Just say.
I know. Yeah.
Just with any other character, learn what they can do, or maybe play them yourself and learn what they can do.
I mean, if the level 9 CPU Bayonetta can get these 0 to deaths off, maybe it's best to just play against a bunch of those first, and then maybe.
Yeah. And then maybe if you know someone who plays Bayonetta, maybe ask to play a few friendlies with them and ask what would they recommend to fight them, and then just learn the matchup. That's all I can really say about that.
Right. So in this video, we have covered most of her basic moves, her combos, and all that. So eventually, I think we'll make a follow-up video once TRexLord and I have gotten more experience throughout the game fighting Bayonetta. If any more news pops up, we might make a follow-up video. I don't know. I'm not really a news channel. I'm a gameplay channel. But the Draconian debates, it's a fun series. So thank you guys so much for watching. TRexLord, I really appreciate you coming in because, I know virtually nothing about Smash 4. I haven't played it that much, honestly.
Yeah, I've been playing it a lot.
Right. Plus, you look up those Smash wikis for those helpful tips about Ike, and then you run into Bayonetta's page and all that.
I usually do.
All right, so yeah, thank you for coming. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll make a follow-up soon, maybe not. And good luck. Beat up Bayonetta for me. I'll see you guys in the next video.
See you later.